Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today in this explainer, we're diving into a story that completely flips the script on what it actually takes to start a business. We are going to explore the incredibly inspiring entrepreneurial journey of Juan Uzlia. We'll trace her path from a tiny, seemingly insignificant little advertisement to the creation of WA Interiors, and all the way to her ultimate inclusion in the highly prestigious Britishpedia Encyclopedia. It's just a brilliant, real-world example of how immense business success and profound community impact can start with, well, almost nothing.
Now, right off the bat, you've got to see this shockingly small number, 7 ringgit. To put that into perspective, in a lot of places today, that barely buys you a decent cup of coffee, right? But for Juana Zila, this wasn't just pocket change. This was literally her entire weekly investment. It was the financial seed she used to take a massive leap of faith into the highly competitive world of interior design.
All right, let's get into Section 1, the 7 ringgit investment.
Okay, so I want to transport you back to the year 2015. Picture an inspiring entrepreneur with a mountain of sheer willpower but absolutely zero infrastructure. Juan Azila didn't have a fancy office, she had no team, no showroom, and absolutely no samples. What she did have was a dream to help residents around the Jalan Ampang area solve their space dilemmas. So with that tiny RM7 weekly budget, she didn't buy flashy digital ads. She just walked into Hokchun supermarket and pinned a simple piece of paper on a small notice board. And she wrote, "I love to create stories for your space with myriads of memories that live within it and make it your most memorable." It wasn't some hard corporate sales pitch, It was just a really heartfelt invitation.
So what happens next is the crazy part. A few days after pinning up that note, her phone actually rings. On the other end is an expat named Mrs. Ichikawa. She's living in a luxury condo and she wants a complete makeover plus some new window treatments. Juana Zila was ecstatic, obviously, but also completely panicking. Why? Because Mrs. Ichikawa wanted to meet at Juana Zila's office in exactly 3 days. And as we know, there was no office.
Moving right along to Section 2, Courage and First Success.
So, how in the world do you handle a luxury client when you don't even have a physical door to open for them? Juan Azila just had to rely purely on courage. She took immediate, scrappy action. She walked right into a fabric showroom on Jalan Tar, boldly pitched the owner and said, "If you let me borrow your sample books, I'll bring you clients who will love them. Let me help you move meters." What a brilliant mini-narrative of pure salesmanship. The owner was so impressed by her confidence that he actually agreed, just asking for a small deposit. She walked out of that store carrying those swatches and sample books like they were absolute trophies. To make up for her reality, the whole no office, no showroom situation, she pitched a highly professional, incredibly resourceful alternative. Instead of making the Ichikawas come to a non-existent office, she offered to do an on-site home visit. And she didn't show up empty-handed. She came armed with those borrowed swatches, hand-drawn sketches, a tailored mood board, and super detailed layout plans. And guess what? The Ichikawas were absolutely blown away. By the end of that very first meeting, they confirmed the job and handed over a deposit. It was her first official project and her very first hard-earned income. But here's the kicker. Look at what she did with that money. She didn't just celebrate and spend it, she took crucial foundational steps. She used that cash to secure a virtual office, get a dedicated business address, and gain access to a professional meeting room. She was literally laying the bricks of her business infrastructure.
Which brings us to Section 3, Building WA Interiors. That initial burst of gutsy courage launched a journey that is still unfolding today. If she had let fear stop her when that phone rang, it would have just remained a dream. Instead, she turned that drive into a solid foundation of continuous self-development. She learned from successful international business mentors to keep her skills razor sharp. And you can clearly see this dedication in her team structure at her sister company, Interiors by Experts. She collaborates with this incredibly diverse, multidisciplinary group. We aren't just talking about standard interior designers here. We're talking about psychologists who understand exactly how spaces affect mood, expert 3D visual storytellers who bring concepts to life, and a brilliant mix of local and international talent all working together.
Next up is Section 4, the power of doing good.
Now, as WA Interiors grew, there was always this deep moral compass guiding the brand. Juan Azila really attributes her success to a blend of skill, passion, and a profound belief in serving others. Just look at this quote. "I believe I am a good person, and if I do good, I'll be able to give good impact to the world." That's not just corporate PR talk. That is her genuine guiding philosophy. For her, success isn't just about crossing off completed projects. It's about changing lives and seeing the tangible impact her spaces have on clients, communities, and the next generation.
And she actually puts that philosophy into direct action. Her dedication goes way beyond standard design work. During the pandemic, she stepped right up to support the White Flag campaign. She's also actively nurturing the next generation by providing internships for young talents. She's helping to democratize design with accessible e-bidding platforms. Plus, she partners with real estate firms to stage rental properties, which directly helps owners boost their market appeal and get better rental returns. She truly leads with heart and humility.
And finally, Section 5, a legacy of recognition.
By turning her absolute lack of resources into real opportunities and staying so deeply grounded in her core values, Juan Azila opened massive doors, and the industry absolutely took notice. Take a look at our growing nationwide portfolio. WA Interiors has been featured on top platforms in Malaysia, places like Rekatane, Recommend, and Atop. On top of that, her featured Airbnb project in KL wasn't just highlighted by Rekatane, it actually garnered direct support from the Selangor state government itself.
And the momentum just kept building until she hit this major milestone. In 2024, Juan Azila was honored with an invitation to the highly prestigious Rekatone International Excellence Design Award, also known as REXDA. This isn't just a local pat on the back. This is massive recognition, celebrating true excellence in interior design across all of Southeast Asia.
But honestly, perhaps the most enduring testament to our whole journey is this ultimate recognition. Juan Azila has been officially selected for inclusion in the British Media Group's Biography Index. Specifically, she's going to be cemented in the Business and Economics Index of Successful People in Malaysia and Singapore, the 7th edition, scheduled for December 2025. Her legacy is quite literally, being written into history.
Let's just take a second to trace this incredible visual trajectory together. Back in 2015, she starts with nothing but a 7 ringgit ad pinned to a board in Hock Chun's supermarket. Through pure hustle, she wins her first commission and immediately secures a virtual office. She builds a thriving business, navigates a global pandemic while supporting the White Flag campaign, and totally expands her impact. By 2024, she's a REXDA award-recognized designer. And by 2025, she takes her rightful place in the Britishopedia Encyclopedia. It is a genuine hero's journey, proving for sure that every space and every career tells a story.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to really think about this final question. Juan Azila took a leap of faith with the price of a cup of coffee and managed to build a legacy. That RM7 investment is just such a powerful metaphor for starting exactly where you are right now with exactly what you have. So what is your RM7 dream? What small, courageous step can you take today that might be written about in an encyclopedia 10 years from now? Thank you so much for joining me for this one. Keep learning, stay focused, and I will catch you next time.